I see a valiant effort being made by scientists in an attempt to explain the beginning. The beginning of, everything. Like the whole Big Bang idea and that. They say that something came from nothing. In the infinite time of space, there was fluctuations in the nothing, and that these fluctuations generated a space and heat, and that something came from, in essence, something came from nothing. And that's just silly and wrong. Silly. It's silly and wrong. And they have no evidence that there was nothing. There will never be evidence of nothingness. You cannot gather data on such a thing. Nothingness does not exist. There was never nothing and then something. That's not how it happened. Nothingness is dependent on perspective. And so there would have had literally been somebody around then to say there is something and nothing for there to exist, so that it just, the entire thing falls apart when you truly start to understand what nothingness is. And even that sentence is stupid. Nothingness is. That's just, okay, so how it would have actually been is that everything was one thing. Like all that is, all the space and all the colors and all the things and all that, that's all one thing. And mind you, I'm trying to describe something that there really words cannot be put to. There's just, the reason why words will never be able to be put to this is because this existed before words. So words are non-applicable, but I'm trying to do its service. And so nothing, a lot of people will think of nothing as like empty space, right? There's nothing between me and the window, and there's nothing between the window and the snow. There's nothing between me and the lemons and the window, right? But there is, it's empty space. Even if there was no air there, it's still empty space, which equates to something. So nothingness does not exist in the very core of its essence. It cannot exist. It is the absence of existence. So there was not a nothing and then something came out of that. The Big Bang is kind of wrong way of looking at it. I think that a more accurate way would be the big slow. That like things kind of went bong and kind of started slowing down and spacing out. And that space was created. Essentially, that's when nothing was created. When space was created. Before that, all the area that is was emptiness, but that's still something, right? In order for it to exist, there has to be a nothingness and a something. There has to be a division between these two. And so again, we're falling into the realm of where words are not ever going to be able to accurately describe this realm. But it was something. It was all of everything in one space, acting all of time and all of everything in one space. Not just, like the cars and the space and the dinosaurs. I'm talking about like all of the events, all of like the movements and everything. This is very, very difficult to even try to understand under a normal human perspective. You're going to have to go into a very deep altered state to even try to get a glimpse of this. You're going to have to go into an altered state where you can taste color and hear what names look like. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to go into that mental realm to be able to understand this fully, and then you're not going to be able to put words to it. It's just a knowingness that you have. But in this knowingness, what you see is that there is no nothing. That's not true. Nothing equals not true, right? We shouldn't even really say it. Like it's almost like blasphemy saying nothing is, but it was all of everything in one happeningness. And then it began to slow down and deviate. This started to say I'm this, and this started to say you're that. And that's why, and that generates space. So that's kind of, I guess, a somewhat rational way of putting it. Blessings on your day.